this week we just saw what is one of the debatably one of the greatest premieres of a series yet. And if you like apocalyptic drama, zombies, or you're just fiending for Pedro Pascal, then you need to stay tuned to this episode. What it do, Podvengers? Welcome back to another episode of the Podtastic Four. My name is Matt Wahoo, aka the Great Blacksby. Today I have with me Luis, Araya, Gerardo, and Graham. And the gang is just still so hyped and hyped from the drop, hyped from the premiere, one of the most anticipated shows on our list this year. And we can't wait to dive into that. But before we do that, we need y'all to Hulk smash that like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the most authentic fan-run content on the web. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So if you can't tell from the intro, from that little brief, start off right there, we're talking about The Last of Us. This has got to be one of the greatest premieres I've seen in history. Okay, maybe not in history, but definitely in recent years. I've seen a lot of premieres.
This year for sure. This year for sure.
Yeah. Can I just say that I think I thought the episode was good. I didn't think the episode was great. And I know that's going to be
that's fair. That's fair.
I think the first 30 minutes of the show were made. So let me just preface this by saying that this will be a spoiler-free discussion because one of our members hasn't seen the entirety of the episode. So, we're letting everybody know. But I do think that that being said, I think the first 30 minutes of this hour and a half long episode were my favorite part. Were probably the best. I think they were the most engaging. I think the relationships and the character dynamics were the best, and I think the story flowed at a much better pace. I think
the pace
after the time jump, it slows down significantly, and I think that hurt the episode just because there's a lot of exposition and a lot of info dump, a lot of lore dump. Now, but I do think that this is where the show is going to pick up. I think that the first episode did what it needed to do. I know originally it was supposed to be 2 episodes.
Yes,
this episode were 2 episodes that then got condensed into 1, which I think was a good idea because
Absolutely.
I think they got all the bullshit out of the way. They got all the Firefly stuff out of the way, out of like the basically like table setting and the setup and establishing the tone of the world, what this world is, its consequences, and what the stakes are. And now, boom, we've introduced all our main characters, we've introduced their relationships and dynamics, and we've introduced the story and basically what's going to go forward. And now we have 8 episodes to just go on a wild ride with these characters. So I do think it was necessary. I do think it was, like I said, slow towards the end, but I think that it all had to happen that way in order for us to get the remainder of the show, in order for it to hit like it's gonna hit.
I 100% agree with that. Especially, I kind of expected a slight drop off as far as being fast paced after the first 30 minutes, because it's like you said, it's the exposition of everything. We're getting introduced to the characters, getting introduced to what's going on after that 20-year time jump or whatever. But they did. I'll give them. They picked it up towards the end. I'm not going to say what happens, but they did pick it up towards the end. It gives a good springboard for the next episode. Yeah, and Luis, you're still playing replaying the game right now, right? Did you just recently play it?
I played the first. Yeah, I'd never played the game before, just because I was
shit.
It's overrated. I was like, whatever. I was like, video games is cinema. Bye. And then the show got announced. Then the cast got announced. And then one of the loves of my life, Pedro Pascal, got cast. And I said, I'm in.
Wait, say that name again.
Pedro Pascal got cast.
There we go. Yeah.
And
that was what sold me. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have watched the show because I would have been like, this is just The Walking Dead. But I saw Pedro Pascal and I was like, I'm there.
Exactly. And so that hooked me in. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that hooked me in. And I bought the game and I played it. I finished it in like a day and a half.
Jesus.
I think I
wasted no time. God damn.
I bought it on. I love to hear it. I bought it on Sunday. I no-lifed it, and I think by like Tuesday I was done with it. And because I wanted to be ready. I wanted to be ready for the first episode drop. I didn't know how
that's
long
dedication.
Exactly. DC fans, That's what I'm doing for
we're
y'all.
dedicated. We do this for y'all.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I think, and I love the game. I'm in love with it. It's one of my favorite games, probably of all time now. Maybe it's
That's what I've
recency
heard
bias.
a shit ton of really say.
Maybe it's
It
recency bias.
is really good.
But that's the thing, right?
Everyone says it's overhyped until they play it, and then they're like, "Oh,
exactly.
I understand."
Yeah,
that's how people were telling me about like the Batman games, the Arkham series. Like, bro, it's too hyped. I'm like, dude, relax. Let's not disrespect the GOAT. Okay,
but I think The Last of Us is
really? True. Insomniac's better.
Let's go. Spider-Man's the best superhero game of all time.
All time.
Until number 2 comes out.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the first one, actually, maybe.
Also,
have any of y'all played The Last of Us or no?
So I played it. Back when I was. What was I doing?
Bro, the game came out in 2013. That's a long time ago. I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a long minute. But I know I played it in the dorms. I know I played in the dorms back in college because my buddy had a PlayStation. We were out there, playing all types of games, playing what's it called, Saints Row and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, what's that you got there? He had Uncharted. Like, that's another movie series that I wanted to talk about.
Go.
But
Let's avoid it. Let's not do that to ourselves.
They need to they dead that. Wait another like 2 years, reboot it, and then do it.
I actually think that's a good point that you bring up because both Uncharted and The Last of Us are both Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, yeah.
Right?
Both
So you can ask yourself, why is there such a vast difference in quality? Why is the Uncharted movie absolute dog shit?
2 words.
Why is The Last of Us?
Thank you.
That's it.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
Thank you.
I
would have been fine.
Uncharted
I would have
Sony
been
too.
fine.
Isn't that a Sony movie? Or am I tripping?
It is.
I think
it is a Sony movie.
Yeah. So.
Also red flag.
Yeah.
It's a major red flag.
Was it
Look what
Naughty
they did
Dog
to
owned by
Morbius.
Sony?
What?
Yes, because of their PlayStation exclusives.
Games,
but I think they were. I think Naughty. Well, I'm pretty sure they split. Like the development team split, and then you had people keep working on Uncharted, and then the people made The Last of Us. And The Last of Us supposedly is better than what came after that split for Uncharted. I haven't had a.
Well, that isn't to say that the Uncharted games aren't good. They're great.
Amazing.
That
I've
movie
heard that,
just
but compared to The Last of Us, I've heard that The Last of Us.
It just doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same emotional pull that The Last of Us has.
That's the thing.
But I mean,
That's the thing.
it's just the fact that they looked at the game and they're like, oh, we can adapt this into a movie, and they botched it. Then they came here and they're like, look, we can adapt this into a show, and the first episode alone is like are miles better than that.
But
movie.
see, but there's multiple reasons why that is. Like, one, I think
Mark Wahlberg.
The main reason is Mark Wahlberg.
That's main.
But another reason is I think just video games just lend themselves to be better TV shows just because the amount, like the length. Like, it's hard to condense.
It's long form entertainment.
Exactly. It's hard to condense a 15-hour video game into 2 hours, maybe, hour 40 minutes.
That's
That's very hard to do. Exactly. Whereas with a TV show,
Avengers length to like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour movie, it's still not enough.
You might could do that, but
do that. Yeah. Even if you do The Irishman and make it a 3.5 hour movie, you're not going to fucking fit the entirety of one entire game in the span of 3.5 hours. And TV just lends itself better to that. You have 10 hours. 5 to 10 hours, 15 hours, whatever, to tell the story. So it's more cohesive. You can pull from the games better. It's easy. It's more adaptable. And then I also think that the main reason why this show, we've only seen one episode, right? Because HBO hasn't sent us screeners yet.
Not yet.
For season 2, we will.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's also because they got Neil Druckmann, who is the co-founder of Naughty Dog and the writer and creative director of The Last of Us, and then got Craig Mazin, who made Chernobyl, which is one of the best TV shows of the past 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
But what I'm saying is they got the original people who worked on the video game to help adapt the show.
About it.
Who would have thought that if you got the people who made the original thing that you're basing this show off
would be good.
It would it would make sense, and even fans would be like, yeah, that's pretty good. It's almost
it's like Resident Evil, the Resident Evil show that came out, which on Netflix, it sucked. It sucked.
I haven't watched it.
Might have been set in like the same timeline and kind of had the same characters. It doesn't have people on it like you just named off that were worked on this game specifically, and we're with that production company, that team, and they have care for this. This is their baby, and you can tell that this has some fucking care to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's
You know how I
it's
know
like
that?
Same thing
the
is true for like books as well, like with the Percy
Yeah.
Jackson movies, like the
Yeah.
movies.
the
Because
absolute
Rick
fire.
Jordan wasn't
Those
involved in
movies-
it, but
those
now we're about
movies
to
are
get a TV
incredible.
show, and he's been involved from like
Tragic.
step one all the way through. So it's like it completely changes the entire perspective of it. You know, when you have
Exactly.
the people that are involved and can put the heart and the passion into it. And then
Exactly.
again with
Or
books
like-
too, like books are long and it's hard to condense everything into a short
Mhm.
movie. So they work better
Exactly.
in a TV series.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was like those two, and they don't have Mark Wahlberg in them. So it's like those are the three,
Bro,
Yeah,
the three
100%.
tenets to make a good video game or book adaptation is no Mark Wahlberg, make it a TV show as opposed to a movie, and get the people who
Worked
worked
on
on the
it.
original source material to work on the adaptation. It seems logical, but I mean,
Yeah.
That's
I mean, look
also,
at The
I feel like
Witcher.
that's also by the
Look
way.
at
Yeah,
look at The Witcher,
exactly.
because that's it. Yeah, the drama is going on with
we're gonna
Henry-
say Fabio.
No, I was going to
yeah,
mention The Witcher.
Go ahead. Yeah,
No, yeah, you go for it.
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna say that you feel like that's one of
That's
the
exactly
issues
what
with it.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because they
that's
have
right.
That's right.
a writing team that has nothing to do with the games, nothing to do with the books, and they just have
They
like,
don't care for it either.
they said the writer, they're like the original writer was like, yeah, he's cool with it. He's gone in interviews he's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. He's like, I'm getting my paychecks. I don't watch the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, they can do whatever. Like they don't care
True
about
shit. Go
the
play
games.
the games. And
They don't
read
care
the
about the books, and that's why it's suffering. Like Blood Origin,
Nah,
dog water.
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
I hate
Uh,
those.
dude.
And that's Michelle.
Hey, you know-
Isn't it?
Yo.
Michelle,
No. That hurts.
Future Oscar winner, soon to be
hopefully,
Oscar
Gold.
winner.
hopefully.
Have y'all
I mean,
heard
you
that
know, that's
Metal
the-
Gear
that's the main-
is making a movie?
Yeah,
They've been saying
man,
that forever though.
No,
Well,
it's like in
it's
development.
happening.
It's in
And
development.
They
Okay.
dropped a picture of it like November last year, and Oscar Isaac.
Oscar
got
Isaac
to
is
say,
playing Snake.
Is he?
I hope to if they give it this Last of Us treatment, dude, it'll be sick.
Yeah.
It could be sick. It could be
Wait,
sick.
isn't the guy who directed Kong Skull Island directing the Metal Gear movie?
Jordan Vogt Roberts.
So it's
I
gonna
think.
be
Yeah,
Bob.
Jordan
It's gonna be
Vogt
about-
Robert. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Bob.
No, I like
Is
Skull
that- is-
Island. That one's fun.
I actually kind of
It's
like
fun.
Skull
It's
Island.
fun. It's
Skull
fun.
was cool.
It doesn't need to win an Oscar.
I like it
you said
too.
you like
It's
you like
actually
Skull
fun.
Kong's. Isn't that the same
Only
movie
there- I was
that
only there for
Shea,
Tom
that
Hiddleston.
freaking? Isn't that the movie that Shea Wiggum
Riot, yes.
took the damn grenades and blew himself up into the
Yeah.
water? The one that-
Yeah.
He got
Bro,
hit
get
by
that
the
shit
tail.
out of here.
That
Oh,
shit
Get
is
that shit
one
out of
of
hilarious.
the
here.
best scenes I've ever seen in
I
my life.
don't. I
That's
don't
something
want
that
to
would
see
happen
this.
to
That's
me
cinema.
though. Like, let's
That's
be real.
cinema.
That would be something that would happen in real life. Like somebody's trying to be heroic and then all of a
Sacrifice.
sudden just
That's so funny.
You hate.
Yes.
You hate
So
to
Jordan
see.
Vogt Robert is directing, but see that again. We'll see how it is because it's going to be a movie, and
Yes.
Metal Gear has
Yep.
expansive lore. The lore is fucking batshit crazy. It's super deep. It's super long. The games have been out
A
for like
series would
20
be-
years
Yeah.
at this point, or a little more than that. You know, so
98.
we'll see. You know, and we'll see if Hollywood learns their lesson. If The Last of Us is as resounding a success as everybody thinks it's going to be, right?
It had
will
the second highest premiere watch view.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, behind
Viewed by like
behind Game of
10.5
Thrones,
million
right?
people.
Behind
Yeah.
like
Which
House
is
of the
established
Dragon.
IP.
I think,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
which is
So-
established. That is true.
House of the Dragon.
oh.
So if
Go.
if the Metal Gear movie is ass, then our theory
Hey,
is
let's
you know
make it
Proven,
into the
actually.
series like The Last of Us did.
is proven.
I think
Yeah.
I think the
A
last
Tomb
of Us
Raider
is gonna
series
set,
would be badass too.
that true, but I think the Last of Us is going to set a certain precedent for the future of video game adaptations. That like if you don't hold
got
it, if you're
to.
not as good as the Last of Us, what are you doing? You know,
Yeah.
Don't even
Um,
make it.
But that's the
like,
thing.
if
There
it's-
have been
if it-
video
if
game
it
adaptations that have been
succeeds, that is
successful.
It's going to be the bar that
Sonic?
they have
That's
to
true.
beat now every single time.
that's true.
You're right.
Sonic.
But look, Castlevania, the show was
Haven't seen
great.
it.
That's a
Banger.
video game adaptation.
Banger.
Show.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
Arcane.
show.
Arcane.
Arcane. Show.
Arcane went
Successful.
hard.
Yeah,
Show.
Mhm.
yeah.
Blade. Was it
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk? Edge Runners.
Cyberpunk and Edge Runners and the Blade Runner, which I mean, it's not a game, but it's based off of an old cult classic movie. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. It's an established IP. You're changing the game on it, kind of. It's amazing, by the way. But
But
Mario,
they're all
Mario
shows.
Bros. Mario Bros. Is the next big video game
Video
adaptation
game,
that I think will be.
that's setting the
important.
bar high. Imagine a Zelda movie after that one. I'm going on a tangent.
They're talking about doing that, aren't they? Talking about doing a Zelda.
A
think
Super
they are,
Smash
yeah.
Bros. Universe.
Yeah, I heard they were making a
can see
Zelda
it.
movie.
Nintendo's version of
That would
Secret
But you know-
Wars.
insane.
This is-
Dude, I would-
Nintendo's Secret Wars.
I would
They're gearing up.
die. I would die. I would die.
Nintendo.
Chris
Endgame.
Pratt's gonna voice the Link.
And show up as Star Lord.
no.
Hey, not too easy on the best Chris.
No.
I mean, not too.
Oh,
well,
man.
best Chris.
What?
You talking about
Yeah,
Pine?
best.
Chris
Pine.
Pine.
Come on.
Ooh. How
Yeah.
could you say that when Chris
Use
Pine
the
is
shut
right
up,
there?
bitch.
Name your favorite Chris Pine movie.
Hell or High
Star
Water.
Got him. Next.
Hell or
Next.
High Water.
And Princess Diaries.
Wait, are you
Think
saying
about
Hell or
that
High
one.
Water?
Princess Diaries.
Hell or High Water.
Into the
Hell or High
Woods.
Water.
Come on.
Hell or High
Unstoppable.
Water. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Unstoppable. That train movie.
Star Trek.
You know, he made a really good
Wonder
movie.
Woman
Hell or High
1984.
Water.
Woman.
He was great.
The first Wonder
No.
Woman.
No, he was the highlight
No,
of the
Okay.
second
not
one. Let's be
90.
honest.
Chris Evans movie. Knives Out.
GOAT.
pretty good.
The Losers.
Not another teen movie.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was thinking
forgot
of
about
it.
that.
Fantastic
Is he
Four.
Scott Pilgrim?
He
Yeah.
is. That
he's-
might be his
Yeah.
best role, honestly.
He's got
Really
the
good
eyebrows. He's like, that's pretty hilarious. He's walking around like,
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
his eyebrows are
I
like,
saw it on Twitter the other day.
Fantastic
Actually,
Four? The Silver Surfer?
GOAT.
He
GOAT
was a
film.
Fantastic Four. I
He was
forgot
the
about that
Torches.
shit.
Yeah, he was actually the GOAT as Human Torch.
I thought we were all just gonna stay quiet and not say anything when she said that. That would have been really funny.
Oh, no.
It was just-
They're like, go. They're like giving him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
and
I will- but-
and then what was the other Chris? Chris Hemsworth, best movie.
GOAT. Men in Black
not
International.
Extraction.
Snow Extraction. Snow White and the Huntsman.
GOAT.
Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Shit. Oh, we're joking.
Bad Times at El Royale.
I was serious
Now.
about Ragnarok. I'm sorry, y'all.
Chris Pratt's best
Wasn't he in,
movie.
Spider-Man?
Lego movie.
Lego movie.
Oh
Let's go
yeah,
ahead.
Spider-Man. Lego
Oh,
movie.
he was Emmett in Lego
He was
movie.
Emmett.
Yeah, that's right.
And Lego movie
That's true.
2.
The master
Onward.
builder.
Lego Batman was
Onward.
better than Lego.
On-
You can't
Onward.
prove that.
And we're
I actually
onward.
do like that movie though. That movie was really
It
good.
was very sweet.
The
That one
fucks.
made me cry. But all the Pixar
The
ones.
first
talk
Jurassic
about our-
World.
What about our favorite slutty daddy, Pedro? Though?
Sorry.
Pedro.
Oh yeah, we're going on a tangent. I don't know why we started talking about it.
Let's go back to our
Because we
slutty
start,
daddy.
we start talking about
Dude,
we
what's
start
cra-
talking about video
The
games and we
father
end
of
up
the
talking
year.
about
He's,
Chris
gonna,
Pratt.
he's father of the year, guys. He's
Our
got
slutty
everything.
daddy.
He's got Grogu. He
He's
won.
everybody's daddy,
He won.
not just Grogu.
He's got the whole entire world. He won. He's father. Of
Pedro is in his motherfucking bag.
This
It's
is Emmy.
insane. I
This is
got on
an
Twitter
Emmy.
today.
This is Emmy performance. Like this. These. If
I-
he doesn't get
I
it for
just
Last
got
of
that
Us,
first
episode.
he's getting
I
it
was
for
like, he's gonna
Mandalorian.
win. He's gonna win.
Yeah.
But look, this is what I've been thinking. I'm glad. I'm glad he's getting that money and he's getting paid. But I've said this about all of my favorite Latino actors working in Hollywood is that they all tend to pick dog shit projects, and I need them to start making good stuff. So Pedro doing The Mandalorian was amazing. It was a great step in the right direction, right? Because after Narcos, he just started going crazy and started being in everything and anything. And
Yeah.
Game of Thrones,
that's good.
Narcos.
He
But
was
then
great.
he was in that.
Game of
He was in the
Thrones.
movie. He was in that movie, The Bubble, which was dog shit, which came out
He was
last
in
year.
Forgot about that.
Wonder Woman 84, which was dog
Wonder
shit.
Woman 84.
But
He
to
was
be
in
He was
fair,
in
he
84.
had the best performance. He was the best part of Wonder Woman.
He was the only
I've
good
heard.
part.
Yes.
I haven't
That's
watched
true.
it, but I've heard he was. Yeah.
That's true.
That's
Besides
true.
Chris Pine.
So I'm glad.
And Linda
I'm glad
Carter.
that. So I'm glad that besides the Mandalorian, which we don't really get to see his face, he's finally in something that's important, that's popular, and that's good. Because I'm just like, yes, put him more centralized.
what
and
else
more
has he
shit.
been in?
I think
besides
Last
The
of Us-
Bubble?
I mean, The Mandalorian definitely made
The
him
Game
like
of Thrones.
a high
Cage movie?
demand actor, but I think
Oh,
The
yeah.
Last of Us is
Unbearable
really
Weight of
gonna
Massive Talent.
propel him into a whole nother
Haven't seen
level
that.
of
Mhm.
superstar.
You think so?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You think this he'll be more popular for this than Mandalorian?
Well, I don't
Mhm.
think he'll be more popular, but I think that the joint success of The Mandalorian and The Last of Us, especially with
get
them
more streak
together,
Yeah.
like releasing together at the same time for several weeks in a row, I think that's really
Uh-huh.
just gonna push his stardom like into another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is already pretty
He,
high.
I think he got a pretty good boost after being Prince Oberyn. I thought. in
Yeah,
Thrones.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
He's,
yeah,
he's
that's
one of my
his
favorite.
career.
on the map.
Right, he's one of my favorite characters in the whole fucking show.
He is my favorite
Uh,
character.
Yeah,
So he got his
my
head
icon.
fucking bashed in
dude. That
by the
was
fucking
the
pain.
How do you-
The
how do you
mountain.
feel?
From Kenobi
The
was
mountain.
was in
Yeah,
that
the
too.
mountain.
Yeah,
That
she
same
was.
episode.
That was his wife.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How do y'all feel about? I know this is contentious, and I know y'all didn't play the game, except for Matt. So
Barely.
I don't know how y'all feel about this, but there's a lot of discourse on the internet about Bella Ramsey's casting as Ellie, and I know that there's a lot of detractors. I just want to see how. I want to know how y'all feel about it. I think personally, the actors do not need to look like the fucking characters.
It's
a goddamn adaptation.
Is that
It's
what
an
you're mad
adaptation.
about?
Because look at it like this.
If
She
it's
doesn't
not
look
how
like
they
Ellie.
look, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Then
in my life.
if they're
That's
gonna hold her to that standard, they gotta hold everybody to that standard. Wolverine's supposed to be 5'2". Why is he 6'4"?
Sorry,
That's
sorry,
true.
hold on,
That's ridiculous.
Hold on. Bella Ramsey uses they them pronouns.
Yes,
They do.
They
They
do.
do. That's right. That's right.
Bella
Okay.
Ramsey,
That's
Bad ally.
That's
Bad
right.
ally.
Right.
They
I know.
they out here talking about some. It's ridiculous that people are bullying a teenager
Child.
over this.
They're like
child.
14.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that Bella Ramsey is getting more hate than Nico Parker was, because I thought for sure Nico Parker was going to get
Nico did get a lot of hate.
Mhm.
Well, true,
Who's
she
Nico
did,
Parker?
but I feel like even less,
Man.
less than Bella Ramsey.
They're going in on Bella Ramsey, which I don't understand because they're such an amazing actress, and at the end of the
Chris.
day, that's what matters, right?
That's all that matters.
If they're a
Like,
good actress, a good actor, then
Then why does it
gives
matter?
a fuck what they look like?
Yeah.
It does-
Even with
if
like
you want,
Halle Bailey as Ariel in The Little Mermaid, like the director was straight up like she was the best one that showed up. Like
Hello.
it wasn't even we were trying
Hello.
to make her black.
She
was
looks
the best
beautiful
one.
and she can sing.
Yes.
That's all you need.
That
I,
part.
That's all
I
you need.
liked Ellie, and I mean, I haven't played The Last of Us, so I have nothing to really compare her to. I thought she was fucking. I thought she was funny, and like she kind of has those weird. I don't know, like I don't even know what to call them.
Quirks.
Mannerisms.
Yeah, kind
Mannerisms.
of mannerisms. Yeah, and I don't know. I thought she did great when she was like caged up and kind of fucking around with the chain and stuff. I don't know. I thought she was awesome.
But that's
Yeah,
called
Bella
good
Ramsey.
acting.
I
right?
think
That's
they did
solid
good.
acting.
Bella did amazing.
I agree. I don't understand. It's like, and that's the case whenever people always complain about that stuff. It's like if you're so worried about like the source material, it's still there. You can go back to the
They
games,
go back and watch
the
it.
games, and guess what? That the character model of Ellie
Looks the
that
same.
you know and love and want, so it's right there. No one's changed
Yeah.
that. Right?
They
It's
just
like,
want to have something to argue about, man. That's
I
people
guess
nowadays.
it's very strange. I don't get
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we all
that's
know-
why I
we
just
all
hope
know
that
what
this
it is.
successful.
They're just weird. They're attracted to Ellie.
Exactly.
They
They're weird.
think that Ellie's cute, and they don't want to say it. They're like, no, they just don't
And
look.
they don't wanna
just don't
admit
look
that-
like her. They just don't look like Ellie. But what they want to say is
Because
they not cute.
why are you that interested?
why they
in
so
the child?
why they so invested in
Why
how
are
the
you
child
interested
looks?
in the
Why are they
child?
so invested? That's all it is.
Well, when they have the like approval of Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker, who originally voiced Ellie and Joel, they are like in love with Bella and Pedro. Like they're just like, man, they're great. They're doing an amazing adaptation, and if they're really so focused on the original stuff, they
We'll suck a
are-
dick.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
basically.
Oh,
You can be mad
also-
at your OGs because they're with the shits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, something
they
I
got
wonder.
co-signed. So
Exactly, and by the
I
guy
feel
who
like
fucking
also,
wrote and
like,
created
Bella
the show,
Ramsey
the
coming out as
game.
gender fluid. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. It was just
No, go for it.
I was
Go
gonna
for
say
it.
I feel like Bella Ramsey coming out as gender fluid also added like fuel
Of
to the fire. Not
course.
that they shouldn't
Yeah.
have come out
Yeah.
as gender
Bingo.
fluid, but just
No,
saying
of
that,
course.
like, I feel like that was what people really used to be like, oh,
Right.
now we really got
It's like-
him now.
Right, it's like the same people who are
Exactly.
complaining about them not looking like Ellie are the same people that are going to complain about them coming out.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
That's the
it's
only
two
reason
sides
they're
of the same
complaining about
coin.
how
You know, like
they
like,
told on themselves. They snitched on themselves.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
from
got
the
you-
moment
we
they were
got you
complaining
for
about it.
poor kids.
They already
I'm not racist, but I don't like Reva's character. Like, you know, they would like find something to say,
Yeah.
but like you knew it was racist.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
just say you don't like
Anytime-
the character.
right.
Anytime someone says I'm not racist, they're about to say something grossly
Egregiously
racist.
racist.
Anytime someone says I'm not homophobic, they're gonna say
Hey,
something
y'all would
grossly homophobic.
Yeah.
love this town I live in.
They're like,
for-
I'm not racist, but was Jim Crow really that bad? You know, some crazy like that.
I'm not racist, but I feel like the slaves were treated pretty nice. I think
Yeah.
they were
It's a-
Yeah.
they were part of the
they
family.
had a roof over their
Yeah.
head. Yeah, they got fed. Shut
Not racist, but was it really that bad?
Oh my gosh.
You have to keep hearing about
something
it.
that I was going to mention.
Mhm.
something I was going to mention about the first episode too is that I'm like a big proponent of like inclusion and diversity in like film and TV, and I know that a lot of people get really annoyed by it, but I think it's super important. And so, for example, like in this episode, like casting Pedro Pascal is one thing, but then also like casting Gabriel Luna as his brother, I think is super important as well, because as a Mexican American first generation like son of like immigrants, like seeing like a single Hispanic father like working with and taking care of his brother while also trying to raise a daughter like in a middle class like suburban
black daughter.
A middle class suburban household, and working all day and like trying to provide the best possible life that he can for his daughter, and like that's like speaks to me, and I think that's super important, and I thought that was wonderful, and I thought that whole dynamic, and like that's what's so cool about an adaptation, right? It's like the original story's still there. You still have your white Joel Miller, you still have your white Tom, you still have your white Sarah, but it's like, but the adaptation then allows for interpretation and extrapolation of the original story to tell the same story.
He's spitting.
Let him cook.
To tell the same story from a different perspective, right? And it's not changing the story; it's just viewing it through a different lens.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And I think that that's such a wonderful thing, and I think that this is an example of it done well, and it's like it's just super awesome because, like I said, as somebody who played the game and who knows what the original story is, watching the show, I'm just like, yeah, it's the same thing. They just have Pedro Pascal, who's an amazing actress. They have Bella Ramsey, who's a fantastic performer in their own right. They have Gabriel Luna, who's great. It's like everybody in this show is amazing, and they all act their asses off. So why does it matter? The story's still the same. Yeah. It's still going to be powerful and beautiful and evocative and emotional. So why does it matter? Because even Neil Druckmann, the fucking creator of the game, is executive producing and directing the show. So who shut up?
Handpicked.
Handpicked.
Hello.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely.
She acted down. I was like,
Nico Parker's a Nepo baby, though.
I was about to say.
What does that mean?
She's Tandy Newton's daughter.
I said Tandy.
Tandy.
They could have cast anybody else. It wouldn't have changed. It wouldn't have changed. What needed?
Could cast another Afro-Latina girl.
Person they needed to sell that scene was Pedro. She just had to sit there. That's it.
She died. That's all she's there for. They put Sarah in the pack. That's all you had to do.
She killed it. She killed it.
When she was looking for the film, like looking for that movie to pick out, and you had the grandma back there, like full.
Don't spoil it.
Who hasn't seen it?
No, I saw that part.
Oh shit! Okay, I just want to spoil for listeners. Yeah.
Our listeners.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That scene was amazing, really, and she wasn't even doing that much. She was just like, I don't know, being focused on the movie, and like, I don't know. It was awesome. I thought she did good.
Yep.
Did you find out? Do you learn anything about his wife or like her mom or anything in the game?
I think we maybe they'll try and do something in the future episodes, trying to explain that part of the story. But if they're going along the timeline of the game, I don't know if we'll see that in the next episode or whenever, but probably not.
In the game, you don't.
I didn't know.
I don't remember if they ever do.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying on the show. I'm saying on the show they're adding their own. I'm saying on the show they're adding their own, like it's still holding true to the game, but they're adding their own, like
like the airplane scene and the opening.
The airplane.
So maybe
both of those scenes are my favorite.
Maybe they'll.
So that happens in the game exactly like that?
Not the plane, but
when they get
running around downtown and shit going crazy and trying to back up and get separated and
like
it's like almost to the T. I saw a little side by side comparison.
Yeah, how and what happens with Sarah? Yeah, as well, everything.
Oh damn,
she just did that. Sarah died. And I was talking about the old lady getting sick, and y'all said spoilers.
But somebody else said something about her dying.
My bad. I'm pretty sure that was me. I'm pretty sure it was
me. Way to go for fucking spoilers.
The game's been out since 2013, I think. What is that, 10 years?
Exactly.
That'll be fine.
I have preference. Matthew's not going to yell at me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He can't yell at everybody else, though.
That's true. It's very true.
But yeah.
So to wrap up, what's
should we number it?
What's everyone's
number rating?
Yeah, what's everyone's exactly. What's everyone's hype meter for this? Let's go ahead and give it a rating.
Out of 10. Rating the episode.
Yeah, we'll do a rate this episode and do your hype meter for the rest of the season. So
Okay.
who wants to start? Who wants to go first? Luis, go ahead.
Okay.
What's your rating?
So I'm gonna do my rating out of 5 stars. I'll give episode 1 a 3.5. Because like I said, started strong, kind of slowed down a little bit, was a little too talking, too much exposition, but we got that out of the way. It was necessary, and I think the rest of the season will be much better. And as far as hype and anticipation, I'm giving it like a 9, like an 8.59, because I know what's coming. I know the story that's to come, and I know that the best is in front of us. And I am just so excited to see exactly how well they adapt. I'm excited to see clickers. Yeah, and we're the big ones of.
You played it yesterday. What's going on?
Boomers or whatever.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
I know. Anyway, but I'm just excited to see what they do, and I know that episode 1 was good, but the rest of the episodes are just going to be so much better. So yeah, I'll give it hype. I'll get hype of 9.
All right.
Okay.
So we got a 3.5 star and a hype level 9, 8.9. All right. Araya, what's yours?
I'm not gonna rate it because I if y'all couldn't tell, I'm the one who has not finished it yet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't finished it.
Yeah,
I'm
finish
like
it
halfway
yet.
through, so I'm not gonna rate it quite yet. But my hype here, I'm like at a pretty, like probably a 9 as well. Obviously, I love Pedro Pascal, and I think the story is really interesting. And I was like more intrigued by it than I thought. Like I said earlier, I was really only in it for Pedro Pascal and Nico Parker. And so, but the story was actually really intriguing, and like the whole mushroom thing and everything, that was crazy. So yeah, I'm really excited to see like what it is. I didn't play the game. I don't know anything about the game. So for me, it's like I'm coming into it with totally fresh eyes. So I'm really excited to see what happens next.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go next. So I don't like stars because I feel like it's too low. So I'm gonna just do out of 10. I always feel like I'm doing it too low.
Okay.
It was like a 7 out of 10. The first one, like Luis said, you know, when it started, it took off running, right? And after that, the time jump, it starts to slow down. You get the, like you said, exposition out of the way. And for me, I was like, okay, I'm kind of bored. I checked my phone a couple times, which I don't like doing during shows, but I did it. Right. So that's how I know whether I'm like enjoying it. But for the hype, I like we said, Daddy Pedro, that's my boy. We got a Latino brother as well. So I'm hyped. I'm giving it a nice 8 out of 10. Yeah. 8 out of 10, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Instead of like
All right. And Graham?
As someone who didn't play the game, I honestly, I'll give it out of 10 a good 8.5 for the first episode. I thought the lore that they gave us was awesome. That opening scene when they're like in the news was like, it was almost like gut wrenching. Like it was awesome. It did get slow, but as someone who didn't really know what the hell was going on, other than like I knew that Joel and Ellie were getting followed through a video game, I didn't really know like what all. So the Firefly stuff, basically seeing like a fascist government coming in and trying to take control of shit. Like I enjoyed that. It was a little slow. I checked my phone a couple times. That ending was awesome. Yeah. So yeah, 8.5, 8, and then I'm 10. Because I think this shit's gonna fuck.
There you go.
I think it's gonna.
Oh god!
When you see the clicker at the end, whenever it pans out over the city and like that broken building, whatever, and you see that one clicker jump down, and
I missed that.
Scream, I was like, oh,
I missed that.
Oh, what?
I'm not taking that off too early.
Yeah, it's like very.
Yeah, it's like tiny.
Very,
I saw it.
I need to go rewatch that.
I agree with I'm also on the same page as all y'all with the ratings and everything. I definitely give it an 8 as well. As far as the episode, like we said, we all kind of agree the same thing. It started off really strong. It died down a bit, but it picked back up at the end. That's solid. I'm willing to accept that. And as far as my hype, 9 to a 10, because I've been ready for some great TV. We got a lot of different shows going on right now that we're all watching and trying to keep track of for each episode that we're talking about. But this here is going to be one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best shows out this year. And like we said earlier, it's Pedro Pascal, bro. What more can you ask for?
That's it.
Thank God it's on HBO Max. I want to throw that out there too.
And
HBO,
not Netflix. Thank
no
God.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God.
Because if it was on Netflix, they would see this episode and be like, "That's awesome," and cancel it next week.
Exactly.
No shit.
Cancel
Yeah.
it. I'm like,
Because if it was Netflix, they would have cast Jake Gyllenhaal.
Probably.
They would
Ryan
have cast
Reynolds.
Mark
Oh
Wahlberg.
God.
And Will Ferrell is Tommy.
Mark Wahlberg's Naughty Dog universe.
No, they would have cast what's it called, Ryan Reynolds, and they would have cast The Rock as one of the, you'd have been like the clicker.
The Rock would have
something.
been Ellie.
And then the chick from who plays Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
It would just be Red Notice.
It's just the Jungle Cruise cast on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kevin
Plus
Hart would be Ellie, actually.
And The Rock would be Joel because it's Kevin's daddy.
Yeah.
God, I need this show now.
Kevin would be screaming the whole time.
Yeah,
It's starting
I
to
watch
I
Jumanji.
kind of want to watch it. Like I need it.
It's
might have
going to be
cooked- we might have
Red
cooked
Notice
something.
2, The Last of Us.
Exactly. Jumanji, Jumungle Cruise. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. On that note, we're going to end the episode for today. That's a wrap. We appreciate you guys watching or listening to our channel. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter at the Podtastic Four with the number 4, so you can stay tuned with everything coming up this year. Hulk smash that subscribe button. Hulk smash that like button. Show us how much you enjoy the show by leaving a 5-star review wherever you listen to this podcast. Send our podcast and YouTube channel to your friends and family so they can get in tune with what we got going on. And, just check out some good content. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time on the Podtastic Four.
Bye.
Hell yeah, brother.